The 2024 Olympic Games closed just like they opened, with even more paganism, and here's what it actually represents. The 2024 Olympic Games opening ceremony drew a lot of scrutiny, with people claiming that it was blasphemous based on the imagery presented. They felt it was mocking the Last Supper and Jesus Christ, and they got a lot of backlash as a result. And I was one of those people, when I first saw it, immediately had a reaction to it. The Olympic Games backtracked and said it was something else, but the closing ceremony demonstrated what the true purpose actually was. So in the closing ceremony, they introduced a few things, including a winged headless statue, some sort of golden character, and even a few songs that really stood out to me. There are a lot of theories out there that are floating around, some of them a little bit over the top, but I think it boils down to one really simple concept that we see all the time, and that's sun worship. The Golden Voyager character, for example, is primarily based on the Golden Voyager, which is a golden disc that NASA set into space in the event that they could contact alien life. The sun disk imagery was continued throughout the entire event, with even hot air balloons being painted in to look like sun discs. In the final events of the ceremony, we see Golden Voyager help exalt and lift up a sun disk into the sky. After that, he is also lifted up into the sky and worshipped. Not to mention, a performance was done on a hanging piano in the middle of the stadium, which was a song called A Hymn to Apollo. Now, Apollo is an ancient god that is usually associated with sun-bearing or light, being one of those sun gods. Sun worship is something that's rampant in our culture today, even in church culture, Catholic culture, for example, and even the idea of Sunday worship extends from Greek and Roman paganism from the times of Constantine. It's still widely accepted and a result often overlooked, but this is exactly what that was. Did you also know that sun worship was even in the Bible? In Ezekiel 8:15 through 17, we read this. Then he said to me, "Have you seen this, O son of man? Turn again, and you will see greater abominations than these." So he, being God, in this case, brought me to the inner court of the Lord's house, and there at the door of the Lord, between the porch and the altar, were about 25 men with their backs towards the temple of the Lord and their faces towards the east, and they were worshiping the sun towards the east. This was one of many, but it is one that God really highlights and points out to Ezekiel, saying, look, they are worshiping the sun. Now, Israel was guilty of worshiping a lot of different things, including women weeping for the idol of Tammuz, which was a little bit earlier, including burning incense to false idols, which was a little bit earlier, but in particular, this one right here, worshiping the sun. So these giant pagan rituals are about one thing, and that's Satan trying to get our worship. And if the end goal of that is doing pagan statues and having this character dance around and having people sing songs and worship, then the end goal has been accomplished. The entire Olympics was based on this paganism premise, and this is just one more iteration or conclusion that we can kind of draw from seeing these closing ceremonies. So with that in mind, more than ever, we need to draw close to Jesus Christ, cling to him, study his word, and as always, let's continue to light up Babylon with the truth and the light and the love of Christ. God bless.